Good morning and welcome back to 10-Minute English Cafe. It is Thursday, August 13th, 2026. Today we have a personal boundary, a leadership handoff, and a wet phone. 3 moments when a quick reaction can make the story, or the phone, worse. I know my danger zone. You mean the wet phone owner reaching for rice and a charging cable at once? Exactly. I need this episode before my hands turn panic into a plan. Then today's keyword is handle with care, spelled HANDLEWITHCARE. I like it. It says, choose your first move carefully, not freeze forever. Good distinction. The phrase fits objects, changes, and sensitive conversations that deserve thoughtful treatment. So, slower hands and a fully awake brain. My coffee is helping with the second part. First, Ariana Grande explains her plan to step back from public visibility after her tour. People can hear step back and sprint toward a much bigger conclusion. Next, Google DeepMind changes who leads daily operations and who focuses on long-term research. An organization chart looks tidy, but each box can carry a very different job. Finally, we follow manufacturer-bounded guidance for a smartphone that gets wet. That is where my emergency rice plan gets removed from the table. If you are new here, we turn real news into natural English conversation every day, with language for responding clearly without racing past the facts. If that helps your listening, please subscribe and spend the next 10 minutes with us. Coffee ready, panic lowered, let's handle today's stories with care. AP reported that Ariana Grande said at a Chicago show she plans to step back from public visibility after the Eternal Sunshine Tour. She said the choice was considered, not reactive or impulsive.
That sounds like closing a door gently, not slamming it. Her description matters as much as the choice.
I agree. Her wording describes a decision considered in advance, not a sudden response.
If I leave one group chat for an afternoon, someone asks whether I am moving to the mountains.
Your friends move quickly. Your example shows why step back does not reveal every reason or a fixed timeline.
Right. Less visibility is not an invitation to fill the quiet space with drama.
Exactly. AP attributed that explanation to her, while another report described the post-tour plan as reduced visibility.
So say, she described a considered decision, not, I solved the mystery of her future.
That works. We can report her words without turning our interpretation into fact.
Public visibility also sounds like a boundary. Seeing less of someone does not give us the rest of the story.
Well put. We know the post-tour plan and how she described the choice. The rest remains open.
We often treat speed like proof. A quiet decision may have been forming long before anyone heard it.
Yes, not impulsive keeps us close to her point. The choice was not sudden or thoughtless.
I will use that for a second pastry. I have considered it carefully since entering the cafe.
Your timeline is impressively short, but at least you stated it clearly.
Thank you. I'm practicing responsible pastry communication.
For sensitive news, precise verbs such as said, explained, and plans to step back protect the facts. Retire would paint a much larger picture than the one she gave us. Right. We can respect a public boundary, a considered choice, and future details left open. That feels calm. No guessing contest or dramatic countdown, just listening to what was said. Here, handle with care means respecting both the statement and the space around it.
Read the words that are there. Do not add a secret paragraph in your head.
Google DeepMind has changed its leadership structure. Demis Hassabis is leaving daily operations to focus on long-term research, while Koray Kavukcuoglu becomes the senior vice president leading the organization.
That is a real handoff, not a new email signature. Daily decisions and long-range research go to different hands.
Exactly. The confirmed change separates daily leadership from longer-term scientific work.
My brain wants two office arrows, questions for today and questions about the future.
That picture helps. One executive takes operational leadership, while the other moves toward the longer research horizon.
The verbs matter. Lead, shift, and focus tell us more than a noisy headline.
They do. A role shift describes changing responsibilities or focus while someone remains connected to the organization.
Like moving from running today's cafe floor to planning its future. Same building, different questions.
That comparison fits. The reports confirm the split in focus without telling us a hidden motive.
A clear handoff should answer, who handles this now? Otherwise, one problem visits 3 inboxes.
You found its practical value. A leadership handoff names where a defined responsibility moves.
The story also includes another departure. Jeff Dean is leaving with colleagues, right?
Yes, the reports say he is leaving the company with colleagues to establish a new technology startup.
That's when my office gossip detective reaches for a magnifying glass.
I see that, detective, and I'm putting the glass down. The confirmed facts do not establish motives or internal drama.
Fair. An organization chart is information, not reality television.
Right. One role shifts toward long-term research, another takes daily leadership, and a third leader starts a new venture.
3 changes, 3 clear verbs. That's easier to follow than one blurry story about chaos.
Even day-to-day operations keeps us grounded. It points to the regular choices that keep an organization moving.
The work that arrives before lunch and wants an answer before the coffee cools. Here, care means naming the handoff without inventing why it happened.
AP summarized wet phone guidance: wipe the outside with a soft, dry cloth, use a place with airflow, avoid heat, and compressed air, and wait before connecting a cable. Instructions still vary by model.
My instinct would be rice, a hairdryer, and 5 desperate button presses. That is 3 bad decisions already.
Your panic plan is energetic, but the guidance points the other way. Less heat, less improvising, more drying time.
Emotionally, that is hard. 10 quiet minutes beside a wet phone feel like a full television season.
I understand. Apple says not to connect a cable while the connector is wet. Wait until the phone and cable are dry.
So checking whether it charges may add another problem. That is a cruel little trap.
Exactly. Wipe the exterior gently, leave the phone in a dry place with airflow, and do not force the process with heat. Airflow, not a hairdryer storm. My bathroom styling tools are off the rescue team. Good call. Apple and Samsung advise against heat, and the AP guidance also says to avoid compressed air. What about the famous rice method? That idea has lived in our heads for years. Apple warns that small rice particles may damage an iPhone placed in rice. Then rice belongs beside dinner, not beside the charging port. Easy to remember. Very easy. We must not turn one company's instructions into a promise for every model, liquid, or level of exposure.
Right, a few drops and deep water are not automatically the same situation.
Exactly. Follow the manufacturer's guidance for that model. If problems remain after drying, contact support or a service center.
Less magical, but more honest. I would rather hear, check your model, than a confident answer that ruins it.
That is the heart of handle with care. A limited advice can still help. Limited advice is a small umbrella. It cannot stop the storm, but it can guide your next step. I like that. Here, the next step is gentle drying and patience, not heat, compressed air, rice, or an immediate cable. My phone can rest in open air while I pace nearby, hands safely occupied by making coffee. Which story gave you the strongest urge to slow down before reacting?
The wet phone. My hands would move before my brain finished the warning.
That is why today's key word was handle with care. it guided 3 very different first moves.
With Ariana Grande's statement, care meant hearing step back without enlarging the claim.
With Google DeepMind, it meant describing the confirmed handoff without inventing motives.
With a wet phone, it meant choosing airflow and patience over rice, heat, compressed air, or an immediate cable.
So where did careful handling matter most to you?
A is respecting the limits of a public statement.
B is explaining an organizational change without adding hidden drama.
C is following model-specific guidance for a wet phone.
Tell us A, B, or C in the comments and add 1 English sentence for practice.
I choose C because panic makes me creative in all the wrong ways.
I choose A because careful language protects the line between fact and assumption.
That line looks small on paper and feels huge in conversation.
Take today's keyword with you. Handle with care. Give the situation enough attention to choose a thoughtful next move. If this helped, please like, subscribe, and come back tomorrow.
No freezing, no guessing, and no cooking your phone with a hairdryer. Have a calm Thursday and give your first reaction 1 extra second.